question that I asked you, but you were talking about Marvel. You started reading Marvel. Like where'd you start?
My introduction to Marvel, oh gosh, it was a year ago, to be honest, because like I was a huge DC girl for a real long time. I didn't give a shit about Marvel. So I think the first Marvel comic I read was damn, I actually don't know which is the first one that I read. I think it might have been Moon Girl Devil Dinosaur, to be honest.
Okay.
And then I kind of just like expanded from there. Oh, and maybe it was Thor. I don't know. I literally don't know. I think I just read like a ton of stuff all at once because like I would take like books home with me so I can read them and like get caught up pretty quick. So it was Thor. It was like Moon Girl Devil Dinosaur. What else did I read? Ghost Rider. Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider. What else did I pick up pretty quick? I think when I first started working at Star Clipper, Champions was just coming out. So I picked up Champions, and then from then I like picked up Miss Marvel. So it kind of just like spiraled. It wasn't really like this one like comic I started reading. It was like I read it all at once.
Okay.
Yeah.
You just like the overwhelming part. Like, how long did it take you to get to where it didn't feel overwhelming?
I mean, it still feels overwhelming, to be honest, especially with like the old stuff. Like I haven't read any like old Iron Man stuff. I haven't read like really, I haven't read any Avengers. I've like pieced through like Avengers versus X-Men a bit, but I didn't read like the entire thing. So, I mean, it's still overwhelming because there's just like so much content to get through, especially with X-Men. Holy shit, let's not even get into X-Men. It's just like, it's really hard to like choose a good starting point. It's hard to choose like which characters I want to follow because some characters aren't relevant anymore. So, I don't know. I just usually just go off of like what is on the shelf right now, what are people talking about, and then like if customers come in and they're like, hey, you should read this, and I'm like, all right, cool, I'm gonna read it.
Okay. Yeah, X-Men, I think was probably hindered them a lot is because of their recent movies.
Oh yeah.
But I mean,
they were hindered like long before that too. I mean, it's just because like there's so much. Like there's so many different teams, and there's like so many different reiterations of those teams or reincarnations of those teams, and then like. Oh my god, there's so many like crossovers with other Marvel characters, so it's just a lot.
Yeah. And then even now, even with that Marvel's Capcom Infinite game, I think there was the report something like people don't remember X-Men, that's why they're not in the game.
I just saw that today on Facebook. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, it's like everybody knows who the X-Men are.
Like Storm, Magneto, and Wolverine have been like staples of that franchise since the beginning. So, like,
right.
Why not have them in the game?
Like, I understand not knowing some X-Men because there's a shit ton of them. There's like, it kind of blows my mind how many X-Men there are. But like, just talk about like the basic, like Storm, Magneto, like you said, Cyclops, Jean, Wolverine, Beast, Iceman. Like, we know who they are.
Exactly. It's just like a lot of people say, well, that character is obsolete because maybe they didn't like the character, and that's why they're going to have their biases shine through. So even I think with the director of Guardians, like he didn't like Nova apparently, so that's why we didn't have Nova in the first movie.
Oh yeah, and honestly, like Nova is pretty obscure, I guess. Like if you read the comics, and obviously you know who Nova is, you know what the Nova Corps is. But if you don't read the comics, and you're just like, who's Nova? And honestly, it's the same thing with Guardians of the Galaxy. When the movie came out, I was like, who are they?
Same here. And did you see Guardians too?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Alex says there's a really one of the extra credit scenes, and not spoiler, but it gives you a nice glimpse at the Guardians past. I'll say it like that.
Okay.
And it's one of those like they put it in your face, but it's on you to go do the homework, and that's what I did. Like, oh, okay, I get it now. But,
oh, okay.
So did you see Spider-Man: Homecoming?
No, okay, those are the two movies that like I'm fully caught up on Marvel movies with the exception of those two. I haven't seen Guardians 2 and I haven't seen Spider-Man Homecoming. So I'm going to see it at some point, but I just haven't yet.
I haven't either. I'm just asking because I keep hearing it's like apparently one of the maybe it's the second extra credit scene in Spider-Man is like very important to I guess in the future MCU or something like that. So like I can only speculate like what I think it is or what I would hope it to be, but I'm hoping I can see it relatively soon.
Yeah. Did you see the transcripts for the teaser trailer for Infinity War?
I did this morning, yes.
Oh my god. I need that teaser trailer to come out right now so I can see all that because oh my god, that looks so amazing.
Yes. Was this like Thor lands like on the Milano or something or whatever ship they're on. I'm like, okay, this is cool. And
yep. So it's gonna pick up directly right after the events of Ragnarok.
Good. Okay. So it makes you wonder, will Hulk be with Thor or somewhere else?
Yes. Well, I thought it was that Hulk, Thor, and Doctor Strange like showed up in that trailer or whatever, in that teaser trailer.
Right.
Because like basically they're like hanging out with each other in Ragnarok. So
that's right. And then probably Loki could be a double agent or something. I don't know. I doubt it.
I don't know, man. I don't fucking know what their like plan is for Loki. I'm just gonna enjoy watching it. I don't even want to think about like the deeper meaning or like like what his plans are. I don't know.
And then something like Spider-Man's injured. Like he's like, "I'm sorry, Tony." I'm like, "Okay, what happened?"
Don't hurt that baby. You leave him alone.
Oh gosh, it's I'm happy. It's been a long road since Iron Man 1. Man.
Yeah.
I
mean, have you seen the at D23 they had like a whole list of all the movies coming out for like the next couple years?
Yes, I did.
Oh my god, so many movies.
How much money will I not have? That's the question.
Yeah, right.
Because I'm going to have to bite the bullet and say, not all of you all will be seeing it IMAX. I can't do that. That's a house payment. No.
Yeah.
IMAX is that weird, like, oh, it's going to cost you $40-something to see this if you buy 2 tickets. And I'm like, okay. And then there's like, what, $20-something for, like, for food. And it's like, how much money did I really spend today?
Yeah.
So, no. But then that comes the art of bringing your own food to the movies.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like Black Panther, it's gonna be a cookout. I know people are like joking and shit, but I feel like people are like for real gonna bring like grills, be like grilling outside before the movie starts. Some people are gonna be like bringing like chicken and corn. Like I'm ready for it.
Oh, I am too. Just it makes you wonder how many people are like, so what's this Marvel stuff? I didn't care before, but now we got a black movie? Okay, I'm gonna watch it now.
Yeah. And I can definitely tell that like a shift in interest, I guess. Just like, or I guess not interest, but a shift in like, I guess patrons in my comic shop. Because like, before the trailer came out, Black Panther was still really popular. But like, once the teaser trailer came out, like more and more people came in, even like older ladies came in. They're like, hey, I saw this teaser trailer. You got like any books on that guy? And I'm like, heck yeah. So we like sell out of the first volume of what's it called? A Nation Divided, I think. We sell out of that like constantly.
Wow. Is that like original first volume was like more recent story, older story?
That's the most recent story written by Ta-Nehisi Coates.
Okay. So have you read that one?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I did a book club on it. I love it.
What's that story about? Because actually, I've never read any Black Panther. I'll be honest.
Dude, okay. I'd say you should read it for sure. It's written insanely well, and the art is just perfect. But it's basically following the events of Avengers versus X-Men. And like some other storylines too, but essentially Wakanda is like fed up with being like destroyed essentially. So like, did you read Avengers versus X-Men?
I'm currently reading it. Yes.
Okay, so I don't want to spoil it for you, but like something like really, really bad happens to Wakanda, kind of like right after the other. And so the people are kind of just like, all right, so why is this happening to us? You know, we've lived in seclusion for thousands of years, and we've never had this happen to us until T'Challa became our king. So people are kind of just like fed up with being like caught in between his wars, essentially, with like other superpowered beings. And like the people are saying that they don't want a monarchy anymore, they want a democracy. So it's basically like a political story.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, I like that. Yeah, I had Avengers vs. X-Men like right after it came out, but I read most of it and then just kind of stopped and it's sitting on my shelf behind me.
Okay.
So it's been a while since I've read it, but like I keep looking at it to pick it back up. But I'm intrigued. I need to read this story.
Yeah, I mean it's I didn't read like all of it, but I did read like the important parts that were pertaining to like the Phoenix Five and like Wakanda and stuff. So yeah, I know the gist of it, but I just didn't read all through it because it's a giant fucking book and I don't care.
Yes, it's too big, but
yeah.
But the Black Panther story, like I've always liked his character. I think what was the first time I saw him? Might have been that cartoon Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes, or no, it was that Ultimate Avengers movies. That's right. I think he's in maybe the second one, and that might be my introduction to Black Panther.
Oh, gotcha.
And then Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
Man, my first introduction to Black Panther was his actual like animated movie. I couldn't tell you what year it came out. I think it was like later 2000s. But it was on Netflix. So I was like, I've heard about Black Panther, but I've never like read a comic about him. I don't know much about him. So I watched that movie and it wasn't bad. I liked it. And then obviously Civil War.
Yes.
When he showed up in Civil War, I was like, "Oh, hold up now! Like he's pretty cool." So then I started to pick up the comic.
Civil War. I just watched it last week. I was like, I still say that he and Spider-Man stole the movie.
Oh, for sure. Like I honestly like forgot about everybody else in that movie. Like I forgot that like the Vision in there. Like I forgot that not Scarlet Witch. Well, yeah, I forgot Scarlet Witch was in there, and that like Scarlet Witch and the Vision like had some kind of like love interest thing going on. And I was like, that was like such like backseat. That took such a backseat to like me being interested in Black Panther and me being interested in Spider-Man.
I think a lot of their.
And it was in Civil War as well, where fucking Hawkeye had like a family.
Yeah, yes, right, yeah,
See, I forgot that shit too because it was dumb, and two, I was just like, I don't care about this. Let's get back to Black Panther. Let's get back to Spider-Man.
That's right, because they mention it in Civil War, and you saw his family in Age of Ultron. That's right. It's been a minute. And then they made jokes about, yeah, you're playing golf. He's like, yeah, I don't miss. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Oh wait, maybe that was Age of Ultron. But I don't remember. Like they're all kind of like
they blur.
Yeah, they blur together for me. But anyway, I like just didn't care about the other characters, and I was rooting for Cap for a while. Like I loved Cap in his second movie. But Winter Soldier, Winter Soldier was absolutely excellent. So I thought that Civil War would just mostly be following him, and that like this would be his story. But no, sir.
It's Avengers 2.5.
Essentially, yeah, because I know that it was Captain America Civil War, but I mean, like, nah, this is an Avengers movie for sure.
Do you think this would have been better as Avengers 2?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I understand that they wanted to have a movie to introduce Wanda and to introduce I guess quote introduce Quicksilver. Yet they killed him. Sorry, spoilers.
Yes.
But I mean, they could have easily done that in Civil War, especially since she's I don't know. I felt like their story was relatively weak.
Yes. And the only thing I'll add to that and say that do you watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. at all?
No, I don't.
I'll say that one thing that made that movie a little bit better, once I caught up on the show, was that pretty much most of season 1 of S.H.I.E.L.D. was dealing with this organization called Centipede, and then when the fallout happened of when the Hydra reveal, you realize Centipede was Hydra, and you saw them working on people doing experiments. And then it's oh, that's them doing the experiments that led to Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch. And
right.
And then Ultron referenced it in the movie, if I could throw away a line. I was oh, that makes sense, but it could have been done better.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I also realized that, Age of Ultron was a good point to, make Jarvis become Vision and stuff, but...
Yes.
I don't know. It was an okay movie. I felt like they could have just had that in Civil War.
Yeah. Civil War would have been good 4 hours at that point.
That's true. So I mean, I can't blame them for making Age of Ultron. It was just not as good as Civil War. But granted, Civil War was not an Avengers movie, so whatever.
No, I mean, in I remember that transcript, the Infinity War thing. They said Cap has a beard, so it makes you think about his time as the Nomad, where he didn't wear the suit anymore. I don't know about it that much, but I think he wore a black suit, and I think he had a beard, so I'm maybe he's going to be called the Nomad in Infinity War. And
shit! Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm curious to see how that movie's going to run, because, that seems like it's going to be a 4-hour movie. Oh, did you see the stuff about how Black Panther is 4 hours uncut?
Yes, I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
Can we have the 4-hour movie, please?
Right, just give me an intermission.
Just pause it and say, okay, you have a 10-minute bathroom break, go get some food or something, and then come back. But,
right.
I mean, people always complain about 2-hour movies. I'm but then Titanic was 3 hours and 15 minutes. And,
right.
Gone with the Wind's over 4 hours. So, what are you complaining about?
Right.
But then again, I realized attention spans are different when we had Vine and stuff like that nature. So I get it.
Yeah.
People can't sit still for 6 seconds.
No.
It's cool.
You can't.
But I don't know. I mean,
even if it is going to be 4 hours, I feel like people will still... this movie will still sell out, because people want this movie so bad. And, he made such an impression in Civil War that, people are hell yes, give me this movie.
Are you disappointed that it was moved from now to next year, or are you okay with that?
I'm okay with it. Okay. Especially since it's the same time as Katsucon. So we get all of our Black Panther cosplayers dressed up and head to the movie theater.
Y'all gonna sell that place out?
Hell yeah, we are. There's already a couple groups that have gotten together so we could rent out a theater.
All right. Please post pictures.
Oh, I will.
Because I would love to make it to Katsucon. I just gotta figure out my con lineup for next year.
Oh yeah. I'm trying to cut down, because this year I went to a shit ton of cons, and I think some of them I could have cut out. So I think next year I'm probably just gonna do Katsucon, Colossal Con, local cons here in St. Louis, and then Dragon Con, and I think BlerDCon.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to say that. I was were you going to work on that?
Yeah, first BlerDCon. Okay. Of course, BlerDCon.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I'm going to ask you about BlerDCon, but let's take a quick break and we'll be right back.
This is Celeste Tial Cosplay, and you're listening to Blerdlines Podcast.
So you mentioned BlerDCon. How was BlerDCon for you this year? I know it was the first time con.
Oh, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I was really disappointed because I couldn't be there for all 3 days. I couldn't get off time from work. So I was only there for Saturday and Sunday. But I really wish I could have been there Friday because it looks like even from day one it was lit. And it was like a homecoming, to be honest. It was like just seeing all these like Black cosplayers and just feeling so comfortable. Like not for a second did I ever worry about somebody saying something like negative towards me. Mm-hmm. It was a huge party. And then like I have to say one of my favorite moments was during the cosplay contest when the judges were deliberating. It was like during a time where everybody was just kind of waiting or whatever, and music was playing. It was a huge dance party. Like, everybody was just having a good time. Like, oh, my God. It didn't feel awkward at all. It felt like, I don't know, I just felt so at home. I felt so welcomed.
Nice. Yeah, I wish I could have joined you guys. Cause it would have been, I know, I
was trying. To get us all together.
I know. Next year. I'll be there next year.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what the panel is like. What our POC panel is going to be like next year. Because like this year we had some interesting questions.
I heard and I read the stuff that was shared, and then there's that picture of you guys on the panel floating around.
What?
There's that picture of you guys on the panel.
Oh yeah. That was perfect. Like, I'm so happy that person like took the photo at that point, because it was like for real. We were like, what the fuck? What kind of question is that? I mean, I don't want to talk about it here on this podcast, because like it wasn't that her suggestion wasn't valid, but it was just kind of like, I don't know, inappropriate. It was just kind of like, come on, read your audience.
Right. Oh yeah, I remember the question now.
Yeah.
Yeah, some things are inappropriate given where you are.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't necessarily where she was. It's more like, just think of the makeup of the group. Right. It's not just full of Black people. And that just kind of goes back to my point earlier with POC does not automatically mean Black, and people tend to keep forgetting that.
Exactly. Yeah, it's an all-inclusive term where, I get saying blurred, even like the name of the show, blurred lines, and you think Black, but it's more than that. It's inclusive.
Well, I mean,
I
had an issue with the con being called BlerDCon, just because like clearly that is directed towards Black folk. I know that it said that it was an inclusive convention, but with a name like BlerDCon, it doesn't seem like it. It seems like it's just directed towards Black people, which nothing is wrong with that. But I can see how people that aren't Black would feel like they're not welcome.
Oh, I understand that, because I wondered that too when I first heard the name BlerDCon. Like, is it just for us or not? I couldn't tell. But...
Yeah, and like because of that, there were people that were mad because there were non-Black people there. And it's like, well, I'm sorry, but it does say in the convention, like, description that it is all inclusive. Like, anybody can go. The focus is on Black cosplayers and, like, Black nerds, but everyone is invited.
Right. Well, I hope the message will get better when the next one comes around.
Yeah, I hope so, too. I would like to see more POC supporters show up as well. So, I mean, like, my husband was there and he's white. But, I mean, like, you can't tell him, no, you can't be there.
Exactly.
Because I'd be like, well, guess I'm going to AX then. No, I'm joking. Kind of not, though.
You you two come together, so it's like
Come together.
it's a package
Exactly.
deal.
And so like just to like say that, this is a con only for Black people, that doesn't take into account people that are married to people that aren't Black.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, from the pictures I saw and videos I saw, I was like, yeah, I really wish I had gone, but it's.
Yeah, you should have.
I know that I've gotten so much like, why'd you make the other choice? Why are you going there? I'm like, things just didn't work out, and then I had to wait and go, but it was kind of late.
Yeah.
And getting the offer, I was like, well, it's okay.
Oh well, that's fine. I mean, you'll be there next year. That's all that matters.
Yeah. Because right now I'm looking at maybe going to MagFest and then BlerDCon, and that's it for the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Because I missed some things in the middle of the year, which I thought was okay. But it's fine. I mean, when you're not working as much as you should, you got to make choices.
Yeah.
But
definitely.
That's not a really big adulting tip, people. Save your money. Do your things you got to do.
Yeah. I feel like that's something that I like struggle with, because like I know I need to like be an adult or whatever and like focus on things that are important, but I also want to focus on my happiness too. If you focus too much on I gotta pay this, I gotta pay this, I gotta pay that, I gotta pay this, it's just like that's stressful as hell. Like you can end up hurting yourself physically because you're so stressed out. Like, do take the time to do something fun too.
Yes, that's very important. I mean, it's taken me a very long time to actually understand that.
Yeah.
So it's like when people hear this, I will be at Florida SuperCon, and I have not been to Florida since I was 5, and I don't remember it. So it's like I'm taking that big chance of like I'm gonna get myself on the plane and go, and I'm terrified of flying. But
it'll be okay. The first time that I ever got on a plane was when I went to China.
Wow.
So I think you'd be okay going from where you're at to Florida.
How was that trip?
I cried. I cried on the plane because I was so scared. But I'm used to it now. I've flown so much now that it's like it's nothing to really be afraid of, especially if you like don't think about it. But like it was my first time, and I was like, there's so much air between my feet and the ground. Like when you focus on that, you can't be not terrified.
Yeah, you're right. I haven't flown since the late 90s, so it was like my mindset is like, oh, I went from here to Atlanta, that's not too far, but then it's like, well, that was the 90s. That was before things changed.
Yeah.
So, that's okay.
Well, I mean, like, it also depends on the type of plane you're on, too, because, like, I still feel nervous on tiny planes, because I feel like I'd be able to feel every, drop. I would be able to feel every twist and turn. So, like, when I'm on bigger planes, like international flights, I'm so comfortable because I feel like nothing unless we, like, drop, like, a significant amount out of the sky,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I appreciate that insight because I'm like, okay. I psych myself every day now. I'm like, okay, next week, okay, it's coming, okay. But,
yeah, you'll be okay. You'll be okay. Yeah, it'll be fine.
I'll
survive.
Yes, because I'll be posting stuff like I'm here, who I met, or hopefully, and it's one of those things that we're just about being an adult. You have to enjoy your life. This is me taking that moment to enjoy my life. So, but last time we actually, let's see, you were on an episode before with pros and cons cosplay. We talked about Gatekeeper Nerds, which was very fun. And then before that, you did an episode about yourself on my other show, Let's Talk Weekly. But since all this has aired, you've now changed your cosplay name. So what
I have actually changed my cosplay name. Literally everything has changed to Celeste Tial with the exception of that like one Facebook like name because they won't change it. I tried changing it, and they sent me an email saying that like, nope, we won't let you change it because it's too different from your original name. So I sent an email back to be like, okay, you guys need to relook at this because this is my name. like, yeah, I know it says Soba Noodles Cosplay, but like Celeste is my name, so change it.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so I can't do anything about it. I have to wait. Either I have to wait until they respond to me, or I have to delete that page and just make a completely new page, which sucks because then I'll lose all my followers.
No, I wouldn't delete your page.
Yeah, I'm not going to, but it is confusing because my Facebook page still says Soba Noodles Cosplay, and it's really annoying.
Wow.
Yeah.
I hope Facebook changes that for you.
Yeah, I hope so too, because like even my Facebook, like my personal Facebook says Celeste Tial, my Instagram says it, my Twitter says it. So it's just like all of my social media pages have the right name except for that one Facebook page.
Because I noticed you changed the at part of Facebook to at
I did.
Cosplay.
Yep.
So that does work. So it's just Facebook needs to get their stuff together.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just really annoying how they have so much control over your account. And honestly, I felt like it didn't used to be that way, but I feel like they must have changed things now, where they are heavily monitoring people's Facebooks, and they are controlling what you can and cannot describe yourself as, I guess. I don't know.
That's unfortunate. I mean, it's
annoying.
I used to have Vader in my personal page name for a while, and I think it took it off one day.
Yeah, so they're like, no, you only can have your real name. I mean, there's ways to get around that, but like some people don't want to put their real name on Facebook, and Facebook shouldn't have to force them to do that.
I know. But hey, hopefully people hear this, they can put pressure on Facebook to help them.
I hope so.
Change your name.
I hope so. Like, come on, change it. That's not my name.
I'm curious, what led to you to want to change your name from Soba Noodles?
It just didn't feel right. Having Soba Noodles, like it felt like, I don't know, it felt too casual. It didn't seem very professional. Like it was fun to have when I would like just started out, and I was just kind of like, I'm doing this for fun. But now that I like want to make money off of this, I'm like, yeah, I kind of want like to change it to like my actual name. I want people to refer to me as my own name, and like it's easier to remember too, because like that's my name, you know.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Yeah, I like that approach. I mean, I remember when you put the poll out, I was like, yep. I mean, they're saying Celestial. It's like it sounds like a constellation type name or something.
Yeah, I mean that's what my name means. It means heavenly. So.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I always like star names. Like when I read it, I was like, yep, that works.
Yeah, I like it a lot. I'm really glad that friend of a friend suggested it. Actually, I need to go back to that post and see who specifically suggested that name, because there was a bunch of them that were kind of like the front runners until that person said Celeste Tial, and I was like, fuck. That's perfect.
Now, if you want me to cut this question out, I'll cut it out. But are you doing like the trademark and everything?
Have I what?
Have you gone through like the trademark process, or do you want me to cut that out? Okay.
Oh, I mean, I haven't done that yet. I don't know if I will just yet, because I mean, I'm not really at the level where like someone would try to take my name or anything. So I'll wait.
Okay, gotcha. No, that is your name. They can't take your name. It is
my name. Yeah, they can't take my name. So, but no, I haven't gone through that process yet. I think I might wait and see like what type of following I get or how popular I get. I guess I don't know. Because right now I'm still really small fry. No one really knows who I am. There's no point in taking those extra steps when no one knows who I am.
Right. Just take your time and enjoy it.
Yeah, I am. I am enjoying it. I'm not one of those people that like wants like I'm not a fame seeker like that. And I'm not bashing anybody who is. I'm just saying that's not who I am. I'm mostly doing this for fun. I'm mostly doing it to make new friends and along the way make some money.
Gotcha. Have you ever been invited to a con as a featured cosplayer?
As a guest, no. BlerDCon like invited me, so like I did have like the guest pass and stuff, but I don't have like I didn't have a booth. They didn't like pay me to go, so not really.
Okay. I feel like you'll get there in the coming months. I believe it.
Really, you think so?
I do. I mean, what is it? The thing is like the whole fist bump thing of like a con or like Stephen Colbert is like the Colbert effect or something like people saw you in BlerDCon and seeing you on a panel even if they didn't know who you were before they have a face with a name now.
Yeah.
And they're just like, oh, I met so and so and then here's a picture of them, here's their work, and then it gets shared, that word of mouth thing, and that still works.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, it does work that way. So I don't know. We'll see what kind of like response my future cosplays get as well, because I've got some really cool cosplays in the works. So we'll see.
Which ones did you do at BlerDCon?
I only did one. So I did Magic at BlerDCon from X-Men.
Okay. I knew
Ileana Rasputin.
Okay. From say it again. I didn't hear you.
Ileana Rasputin is her like real name, but her like X-Men name is Magic.
Nice. So
yeah, she is Colossus's sister.
Nice. Okay, I knew she looked familiar. I just couldn't tell what genre she was from.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like, and like that right there is that like sometimes I do cosplays that aren't like crazy popular. So like people who are a fan of X-Men knew who I was, but like most people didn't know who I was, which is fine. I mean, I don't care. I did it for myself. I didn't do it for the fame. But like the next cosplay I'm doing, I think a lot of people will know who she is, and I'm really excited to like get it completed for DragonCon.
Are you excited for Dragon?
Oh my god, I'm so excited for DragonCon. Actually, earlier today, I was like planning out all of my cosplays and writing out how much like all the things that I need to get done and what days I'm going to wear those cosplays. So yeah, I'm working hard.
Because correct me if I'm wrong, like DragonCon is about what, 4 or 5 days.
It is 4 days, but honestly, it's starting to become like 5 or 6 days because people show up earlier and start partying before the con even starts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So technically, it is 4 days. So it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday.
Wow.
But like Thursday is like an unofficial start.
Do you stay all 4 days?
Yes, I'm going to stay for all 4 days. And in fact, I think we are leaving Thursday. So I think we're arriving on Thursday.
Oh, nice. Okay. I get to live vicariously through you and everybody else's posts on Facebook. So. I'm going to try for 2018. I say try in quotation marks. Try. So we'll see. But it's yeah. I want to experience more cons and hang out with people that I've become friends with over the last few years.
Yeah. I mean, that's like the main reason why I go to these conventions, to see people who are like my friends online and like getting to know them on a deeper level. Like that's what I love the most about Colossal Con, other than like it being like Beach Con and like Swimsuit Con. But that I like get to meet these people who like I've known on the internet for a little while. And get to know them as like a person, like a real flesh and blood person.
Yes. Yeah, that makes a difference. It does. It's like you can know a lot about everybody, or the person or people, and then when you meet them, it's like, okay, I really know you now.
Right. Exactly. And so that's how I felt about like my roommates. So like granted, I met Shavante before at KatsuCon, but like I roomed with Shavante and I roomed with Cheyenne Mosley, Mai Tai, as she's named on Facebook. And so like that was the first time ever meeting Cheyenne and Mai. Like, well, no, I met them at Dragon Con, but it was very brief. But like that's the first time I like got to have like an extended conversation with them and actually like hang out with them. So it was nice. The same thing with like Maya and like Enzi. So there's just a lot of people that like I have known on like Facebook for a little while, but like I didn't really get to know them like as like a person until I like talked to them face to face and we actually like hung out.
Nice. Yeah, that makes a difference. Because I know we know each other for what, maybe 2 years now, maybe.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But we've still never met in person.
As I know I'll be reminded. I had the chance to, like last month. I know I'll be reminded for a while.
Yeah. But that's fine. I mean, like, I'm not worried about us not being able to meet. We'll eventually meet because, like, I go to a lot of cons, so we'll meet up.
Yes, it's inevitable, as I keep saying with a lot of people. I'm like, yeah, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Because one of my friends want me to go to AwesomeCon in June. It's like, that's like, and I just forgot about it until they like, aren't you coming? I was like, I forgot.
Oh no.
Because and then every time we talk, it was like, see, yeah, you would have met me now, and this and that. I'm like, I know. So every time I mention SuperCon, like, see, yeah, I'm still mad about that. Like, I know.
Yeah, I feel like cosplay really does help you remember when a con is and help you kind of like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like hold you accountable. Because like you're struggling to get this cosplay done in time for that convention, and so you know, like you can't really forget about it because you're spending all this money, you're spending all this time on getting this cosplay done so you can debut it at this convention. You know, and so like you can't just be like, oh man, I forgot that Dragon Con is in September. It's like that doesn't happen.
Right. Because would you recommend like planning like at least a year and a half out for Dragon Con, or at least like start now for next year?
Oh, it depends on what your cosplay is. I mean, because I joined a couple of groups now, where the cosplays are relatively simple. And so I think I joined the Muses group probably at the beginning of the year. So that one I think is the one that like I've been in a group like the longest for, like planning the longest for. I think that was probably like 7 months ago. Maybe less than that. It's probably like 6 or 5 months ago, to be honest. And then another group that I'm in, I literally just joined them like last month.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So, and then like as time goes on, and as I look at other, not cosplays, but like other characters that are released and stuff, like I just add things on as I go along, and I'm like, all right, can I get this done by Dragon Con? If the answer is yes, then I'm gonna do it.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. There is one cosplay though that I'm probably I know that I can't get it done for Dragon Con, so I'm not even gonna try to put it on my list. It's that bunny armor that I like put up a while back. Did you see that?
I think I did.
Yeah, so I intended to debut that at Dragon Con, but I like haven't even really started on it yet. So that's probably going to be something I'm either going to debut at next Dragon Con next year, or if I'm really working on it, I might bring it to KatsuCon.
Okay, gotcha. Just take your time, but I know you do a lot of good work with your cosplay, so I have no doubt that you'll do a good job.
Aw, thank you.
You're welcome. I try to encourage people, like, if I can't do it, you can do it. I encourage you to do it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now I know, I feel like the last, I won't say 40 hours, 24 hours. Then it was the announcement of the new 13th Doctor, Doctor Who. And the internet had an uproar. And I'm okay with Jodie's casting. I don't think I've seen her anything before, but I might be mistaken. But I'm okay with this. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm cool with it. I mean, I'm not a huge Doctor Who fan, so I'm not like that invested in it. I'm really happy to see a woman be the Doctor, just because like it's about time. It's definitely about time. There's been like she's the 13th Doctor, so there's just been 12 men this entire time. It's time for a woman.
I agree. I mean, and they brought the Master back as Missy, and they say, well, yeah, the Master's now a woman. When will the Doctor now be a woman? It's like, okay. So it's the internet, but the internet didn't really complain about Missy. So I was like, why are they complaining now? Is it because your main character is now changing?
Yeah, honestly, like I like tune out those assholes because it's like your complaints aren't valid. I don't care about your complaints. Like you're just complaining because I can't even think of a logical reason why someone would be mad about that. So it's just like I really just don't care if you're annoyed or if you don't like it. I don't. Whatever. Keep that to yourself. No one cares.
Oh, I don't care either. It's just interesting. But then I think it's probably that same Doctor Who effect that people go the cycle of like new actor, we don't know this actor, or we know if they're a good fit, and people want to prejudge, and then when you watch like one episode, it's like, okay, I love you, you're my new Doctor, and then when it's time for them to leave, it's like don't go. But it's that same thing. Like, okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
I would like to see a person of color though eventually become the Doctor. Like people were saying that'd be really cool to see Idris Elba, and I was like, yeah, like let's have Idris Elba as like the 14th Doctor. That would be awesome.
That'd be nice. I mean, one of his villains, I want to say Rassilon. Internet, don't hate me because I forget names. Was it about a season ago? Doctor shot him, and he regenerated into a black woman. And
wow!
I was like, okay, all right, cool. So,
yeah, so I mean, I feel like progress is going to be slow, but I would eventually like to see a person of color become the Doctor. I'm not going to knock the new Doctor at all, the 13th Doctor at all. I'm very glad to see a woman, but I would like to see more progress in the future.
Yes, I mean, we can get more than just being a companion for a season or two.
Right. Agreed. We're showrunners. I mean, we can carry an entire show.
Now, I forgot where I saw this post. I don't know if it was on your page or someone's page. I don't remember, but it was like a quote somebody posted on Twitter of like, we always want to have like black shows be meaningful. How come I just can't have a black show with people fighting dragons?
Exactly. Yes, that was something that I shared. Yes, I agree with that 1,000%. I am so tired of seeing these like black shows that are just about black pain. That's just about the struggle. It's like, okay, but can we get like a Lord of the Rings-esque type story? Can we get some black superheroes that aren't just like side characters to like fill your POC quota? Like, can we get like a sci-fi ship full of black people, like I don't understand why is it that whenever we have black people on screen, it's only to either fill a quota or to like talk about their pain. Like I'm not talking about the black experience at all. Like it's important to talk about it, but it also gets tiring.
I agree.
Especially since, like, I'm living it. I don't need to be reminded of it constantly.
And same for movies. Why do we always get slavery movies? Can we get something else?
Exactly. Like, I'm so tired of fucking seeing, like, slavery movies, like, TV shows, talking about apartheid, talking about, like the Jim Crow era, just, like... I understand we need to talk about this. We do, because there are plenty of people that think that slavery didn't exist, which is insane. But I would also like to see progress. Let's talk about the future instead of just talking about the past all the time.
Thank you. And I was happy to have shows like Lincoln Heights and even like House of Pain and a few others, and even like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And
Right.
they're great shows. It's just
Right. Or like even fucking Coming to America. Like that wasn't about black pain or the struggle. That was just like this prince coming to America looking for a bride. Like that's such a good that's such a good movie. Like it's such a good premise.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like we like stopped making those type of movies.
I agree. And I'm trying to think, like, I know that movie John Boyega was in, Attack the Block. Like, I haven't seen all of it, but that was, like, neighborhood kids defending themselves from alien invasion or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't really
I actually haven't seen that. I haven't seen that movie either, but, like, that's another thing, too. It's just, like, I want to see more of that. Like, people were saying, oh, man, Attack the Block was so cool. It's, like, and, like, just treating that as, like a one-off type deal. It's like, no, it shouldn't be a one-off. It shouldn't be that, like, one special movie where the main character is black. No, it should be, like, common. We should have more movies like that. Even if it is just a B movie. Like, let's just keep making movies that have black people in, like, the main character role.
Okay.
And, you know what I'd like to see? I would like to see a movie or a TV show that has a black person as the main character and as a love interest and as a supporting role. Let's have 3 black people instead of just like one full of white people.
Thank you. Because you know, that's that thing about like the Hallmark movies. It's, you know, we're always cast as like the best friend or
right.
their neighbor or the person they go to for advice. We're never the main person or that love interest.
Or if we are, then the love interest has to be white. Or if we are, then their best friend has to be white or something. You know, it's like, why is that? Why can't we just have, like, the love interest, the best friend, the villain, all be black?
Mm-hmm. And then people, there was that joke about Black Panther movie or before Black Panther showed up in Civil War saying, it's nice to have a black superhero movie. And it's like, you've had others.
Yeah, you have. We have had other movies, but I feel like this is the first of its kind because, like I said, the main character is black, the love interest is black, the villain is black. Literally everybody in that movie is black, with the exception of Claw and fucking what's his name from Sherlock.
Yeah, Martin Freeman's character.
Yes, yeah.
Who I forgot who actually was at the end of Civil War until I watched it the other day. I forgot about that.
Is he really? I don't remember that.
Yeah, he's the person that interrogates what's his name?
Oh, you're right. I forgot about that. Oh my gosh.
Wait, what was Zemo? He interrogates Zemo in the movie.
Yes. Yep. Oh my god, I completely forgot about that. Okay, so I feel like I need to like watch all of these movies like all together again so I can remember everything that happened. Same thing with Game of Thrones. I need to go back to the other seasons and figure out what happened.
Game of Thrones. I have not watched that. I'm telling on myself.
OMG. I mean, honestly, though, like, it's fine if you haven't. I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, how dare you not watch Game of Thrones? But it's like, because, like, there's plenty of people that don't want to watch it because it's pretty graphic. There's like, rape in it. There's a lot of violence. There's a lot of, like, viscera. So I'm people who don't want to watch it, your concerns are totally valid, and it's fine if you don't want to watch it. But I still watch it, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'm one of those people who are kind of squeamish with certain gratuitous violence, but yet I'll play stuff like Skyrim, so that's different.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. It's and I'm gonna ask you about last night's episode in a moment. It's we've come a long way with these movies, and we even had Samuel Jackson Shaq. I'm the wrong person. Shaq did the Steel movie. I think Steel was based on the DC Comics character. I think that was based on that.
Yeah.
I think.
I remember watching that.
So it's like, we've had these movies, and even there was Spawn, and you had Blade. That I'm hoping Blade will come back in the MCU. I hope.
Yeah, actually, he showed up in the Defenders.
Oh,
like
really?
the comic.
Oh, cool. So do you think he'll show up on the Netflix show?
I don't know. I hope so.
See, I need to watch those too. So, there's so much I gotta watch.
Yeah, same. I mean, I haven't watched Daredevil and I haven't watched Jessica Jones. The only one I ever watched was Luke Cage.
How was that?
Excellent. Excellent. I liked it a lot. It started out a little bit slow, but I kind of like that as long as they are taking the time to focus on character development, and they do it so well in that show. Like, honestly, it didn't even feel like a superhero TV show.
Do you think I could watch that without watching Daredevil and Jessica Jones?
Yeah, I didn't watch Daredevil or Jessica Jones, so yeah, you're fine.
What about Iron Fist?
You're fine not watching Iron Fist.
Okay. I admit that was the only one I cared to look at because I liked Iron Fist beforehand somewhat. Yeah. And I was like, I want to watch it. And then everyone started hating on it. I was like, should I not watch it?
Honestly, if you like Iron Fist, I would say don't watch it.
Okay. All right.
Because I like Iron Fist too. I like him in Power Man and Iron Fist. I like him in the comic The Defenders. So I don't want to see Finn Jones playing him in that way. And I don't even want to say that it's Finn Jones's fault. I feel like it's also just the fault of the writers. He's just not interesting.
Great. Okay. I'm gonna take that advice. I'm gonna take it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if you want some good Iron Fist content, I would suggest reading Power Man and Iron Fist, and I would suggest reading The Defenders.
Okay, but I can skip watching it.
Yeah.
All right.
For sure.
All right. Okay. I had too much to watch anyway. I watched, and then I forgot. We have that Black Lightning CW show coming next season.
Yeah.
So, and that's sure to be interesting because apparently it's not going to be a part of the Arrowverse, at least not for right now, which kind of sucks. Well, it just sucks. Period. Cause, it would have been nice to have had him show up like with Team Flash and Arrow or Supergirl or something, but even then, Supergirl wasn't a part of Arrowverse at first anyway until that show needed some help during season 1. So it's all good.
I honestly haven't really watched any of that. I tried watching The Flash. I tried watching Arrow, but I don't know. I don't really like CW TV shows anymore. I think I don't want to say I've grown out of them. I think my interest has just shifted to other things. Because I used to love Smallville. I mean, I still get all up in my feelings when I hear somebody save me. I'm like, yes, bring it back. Yes. That's my show. But yeah, I think I'm just not really into watching CW TV shows anymore.
I understand that. I'll admit, the only reason I'm watching CW now is because of those shows. I mean, yeah. I'm very far behind the Supernatural, but I'm gonna try and catch up. But those shows, they have their moments. Even Legends of Tomorrow is because of the whole time travel thing. I'm that's probably why I like that one more. But I realize as you get older, you do kind of, I don't want to say grow out of certain things. It's kind of your interests change. Yeah. Because.
Yeah, I don't like saying I've grown out of it because that makes it seem like the people that do like that stuff are immature, and that's not the case. I think your interest just shifts. That's all.
Yeah.
Your tastes change.
Oh, true. I mean, I don't watch a lot of cartoons as I used to, more so because a lot of the newer ones don't appeal to me.
Yeah.
But
yeah, because I think as a kid I would have liked watching oh gosh, what is it? What is the stupid pirate cartoon or whatever?
Okay.
So it was Knuckles or whatever. It was fucking, I don't know. It's just that. I thought that show was really stupid, but if I was watching it as a kid, I would have liked it. Or Chowder. I cannot stand Chowder. I mean, I understand that Chowder isn't on anymore, but I'm just using it as an example. I hate that kid, but if I watched it as a kid, I probably would have liked him.
Uncle Grandpa. There's that.
See, but you know what? I actually liked Uncle Grandpa.
Okay. I don't know. I'm maybe I'm trying to hold on to like I guess stuff I grew up. I'm like, no, that's not. But okay, what's the feeling about this show? Because I haven't given it much a chance. I'll be honest.
What?
Uncle Grandpa. I haven't given it much of a chance. So, what is it about?
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, like I watched bits and pieces. I didn't watch all of it either, so I can't really tell you specifically what it's about. I just thought it was a couple episodes were funny.
Okay, gotcha. Because even now, like when Teen Titans Go, it's starting to grow on me.
Teen Titans Go is so funny. Oh my god. They have like so many references to the comics. Like, oh my god, it's so funny.
It is because I admit I paid money for that Night Begins the Sun song on iTunes because like I loved it so much. I was like I bought it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, y'all got me to spend money, so I must like you now. So.
Yeah, I mean, like it's not meant to be serious, and I think people are like, oh, the Teen Titans Go is shit. It's like, well, it's because you keep thinking that it's supposed to be a serious show. It's not. It's just jokes. It's fully a show about DC jokes.
Because there was a post I saw this morning, and I shared it. I'll share it with you. The person broke down the show, said, you know, the original Teen Titans cartoon wasn't all that serious. It was full of jokes too.
And no, it wasn't. I disagree with that one. It was actually pretty serious. Like it wasn't like an adult show type serious because it was still geared towards kids. There were some jokes involved, but it was still a serious show.
True. Oh yeah, especially with the whole Doom Patrol arc and Trigon arc. So yeah, it was
right, exactly, and like there are some serious subjects being discussed. Like even that episode when they were talking about Starfire and how she was like dealing with that other person from like her planet or whatever, and how like she was basically called nothing. And she had like that moment with Cyborg about, she was like, well, do you know how that feels to be like called nothing, to be treated like you're different or whatever? And he was like, well, yeah, I'm a robot. Granted, he could have said, yeah, because I'm black, but you know, whatever. It's just like there are some serious issues that they tackled. And then like the whole arc with like Tara, like betraying them and trying to be their friend, and like the whole thing with, like you said, Trigon, just like there's a lot of serious shit in there.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I just find the ending to be very interesting. Ending it like cliffhanger, but it still was nice.
Yeah. So I mean, like you can still have a serious show or a show with serious elements and still include jokes in it, because I mean, like every show does that. Like Game of Thrones even has humor in it. You have to break up the severity with some humor.
Exactly. And with that, you have a question. So, how was the season premiere last night?
Oh, it was excellent. It was absolutely excellent, and I really look forward to the rest of the show. I mean, we only have like 6 episodes left now, because I think the entire season is only 7 episodes.
Wow. That's
yeah.
Short.
Oh yeah, and the season after that one I think is only like 4 or 5, so it's winding down for sure.
So this isn't the last season.
No, there's one more season after this.
Oh, okay. I thought this was it. Okay, I wasn't.
Nah, just one more season. And honestly, I feel like this season, like this is my prediction, I think this season is going to end the fight against Cersei. It's going to either end or get in the middle of the fight with the White Walkers, and then next season is going to be like a season of epilogues, just to tie everything up.
Because his last book hasn't come out yet, right?
Oh no, it hasn't.
Because I know the show is gone its own path from what I understand.
Yeah, it's a complete divergence from the books, for sure.
Okay. Now,
there's characters that are alive in the books but are dead in the TV show, and then there are like characters who are important to the plot in the book but never even show up in the TV show.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say maybe. Maybe I'll go and watch the first episode of the series just to see what I think.
Yeah.
I know it's been on. This is season 7, so
we're on season 7 now.
There's a lot to catch up on, but
it is a lot to catch up on. But you know what? It's actually not that bad. Like, it's seriously, if you like watch anime, you can watch like you can watch the series of Game of Thrones, I guess, because like anime has like 24 episodes in every season, while Game of Thrones doesn't even have. I don't even think they have a full 20. In like the first season or something like that. I think the most episodes they've ever had was like 13.
That's true, because it's like HBO and Stars and stuff. They don't do the full like 20 episode arc stuff. I
think some shows do. But I feel like with Game of Thrones, like it's so much money is thrown into that show, and the production quality is so high that they can't afford to have like a 20 episode series.
I understand.
Especially like with this season, like they cut it down to just like 7 episodes because the production quality is so freaking high. Like, especially since like the dragons are probably going to be in like every episode now. They're probably like there's massive battles going on. Because like last season, I think the only massive battle that we saw was the Battle of the Bastards. And so this season, there's going to be like fighting off the Lannister army. There's going to be like sea battles with fighting off the Greyjoys. There's going to be like air battles with the dragons, and like the Dothraki are going to be fighting alongside the Unsullied. So there's just going to be a lot of fucking fighting, and there's going to be that's expensive.
Okay. I know there's a lot for me to catch up on. Even I know that Jon Snow is back. And stuff. From the stuff I do follow is to kind of keep a conversation. I find it interesting that so many of Facebook friends watch the show. That's the thing I find interesting. A lot of people who aren't really, I guess, self-proclaimed nerds, they love it, and I find that funny.
You find it funny?
Well, it's just like they're not into like a lot of nerdy stuff, but yet they like Game of Thrones.
People who say that they don't like nerdy stuff, it's because it has that like nerdy descriptor on it. Like if they say, oh well, I don't like Star Trek, well, it's probably because you've never watched a single episode and you think that like you only don't like it because lots of nerds like it. Like that doesn't. I don't know. I feel like just because so many nerds have liked it for so long. So like Star Trek, Star Wars, Battlestar Galactica, they're like, oh man, that sounds like super nerdy. I wouldn't even get into that. It's like, well, how do you know? You haven't even watched it. There's a reason why so many people like it. It's not because like they're nerds. It's because it's a good show.
Mm-hmm. And that leads to a question I was going to ask you. Are you going to try and look at Star Trek Discovery?
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Are you going to pay for it?
I'm not. Okay. I'm not. I don't know. We'll see. Because my mom loves Star Trek. That's why I'm a Trekkie, is because she got me into it. So if she doesn't pay for it, then I'll pay for it. But I would like her to, so I can go over her house and watch it.
Okay. Yeah, I really want to look at it. It's just like, was it set 10 years before Kirk? So I'm really interested to see like what direction they take on it.
Yeah. I've watched the trailer so many times, man.
I'm happy. It's just I would just love to have it on TV.
I know. I don't understand why they're doing this. Like, they're not putting it on television. Like, I don't know if it's because they're trying to force people to use their stupid streaming service and they know that, like, Star Trek is a big name and that people will pay for it, or if it's because the main characters are POC. And so they're like, well, let's try something new. I don't know if it would sell on cable TV, but it might sell if it's like on a paid subscription. So I don't know what their thinking is on this. And honestly, I shouldn't even be like, I don't know. I shouldn't even like try to figure out their mindset because I don't fucking know. But all I know is it's annoying. It should be on television. So the first episode is going to be on TV, but after that, it's only going to be on their streaming service.
At this point, I'll just wait for the DVDs to hit Best Buy shelves. Just get it that way.
Really?
I'll just wait. Cause
wow, you'll miss out on the hype then.
I'll consider it. I mean, it just depends on how much they cost. Is it like $10 a month or something? So I'm guessing maybe like one episode a week. So, yeah.
I mean, like, I'm probably gonna pay for it, to be honest. Now I think about it, because like it's $14.99 to pay for HBO Now to watch Game of Thrones, and if it's only like $10 to watch Star Trek, then I'll just pay it.
True. I mean, but then you get access to the other library of content. So that's.
I mean, I don't care about the other library of content. So like, I only want it for Star Trek. It's like the same thing with like HBO Now. I only want it for Game of Thrones, but it's nice because HBO actually does have like good shows. So while CBS, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I think the only show I watch on CBS now is Big Bang Theory. So yeah, I'm not.
I hate Big Bang Theory.
We need more representation of Big Bang Theory. That's all. That's my only gripe with the show. I mean, I have gripes with it, but we need more representation. And
we do. We need more representation, and I'm like tired of like the same like representation of nerds, where it's like, you know, they're just like your stereotypical nerds. It's really annoying because it's like we're not all like that. That's like a very small minority of nerds.
Yeah, that is what people. I guess their representation of it on the show, or I mean, presentation of it is like, you know, when people make fun of being a nerd in the 80s, 90s, being thrown in trash cans in the lockers. That's kind of what they're going off of with a lot of the content, or you know, they're saying, oh yeah, when I was in school, this happened to me, or I mean, even now they're doing that show, Young Sheldon. Like, I'll give it a chance, but I don't know how long it's going to last for.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just tired of seeing that representation, or that I don't know, just showing nerds like that. It's like, it's not like where they're like super nerdy, where they like can't get a girlfriend, or they do have a girlfriend, but their girlfriend's also super nerdy too. And just like, that's not the case. Like, we have people that are nerds that like make really good money with like really good jobs. They have like other interests too. Like, just because you like Star Trek doesn't mean that you can't like, you know, fucking, what's a good Riverdale, or fucking, I don't know, Power.
Yeah. Or the other thing, people, you know, some nerds like sports. You know, I'm not the biggest sports person. But,
exactly. You know. Exactly. I know so many people who are like huge nerds for like sci-fi stuff, but are also huge sports nerds. Like what? Like this idea that if you're a nerd, then you can't be a jock too. It's like, that's not even true.
Mm-hmm. It's because like last night I watched what the look at? So the Evo 2017 Smash Bros tournament on ESPNU. I was like, you know, we've come a long way. This is on ESPNU. Okay.
Right.
And then there was a Street Fighter tournament on Disney XD, and I was like, well, that's on Disney XD, so it's still owned by, both companies are owned by Disney, so okay. But I just thought about it, like, we're on ESPN. And I'm voluntarily going to ESPN for something. But, yeah, I've done it for other things, but it's like, you know, there are some sports I like, but I don't talk about it all that much. And,
I mean, there are like basketball fans that like nerdy stuff. There's like nerds that like football. Like, I don't know. I'm just like, I don't like one-dimensional characters, and I feel like a lot of the characters on Big Bang Theory are one-dimensional.
They are. Sheldon Cooper, for example.
Yeah.
I mean, I give that show maybe, their contract goes about maybe 3 more seasons. So I'm like, they are wrapping up. They're wrapping it up from what I can tell. But there's a couple more things I want to ask you about this time on this episode. Kingdom Hearts 3 announcement. But finally, are you excited?
Oh, Kingdom Hearts 3? Oh, hell yeah, I'm excited. I don't know if you were following my Facebook feed, but it was like a ton of Kingdom Hearts on there. I was crazy excited. Like, just the fact that like Tetsuya Nomura showed up, I was like, what? Oh my god, he's here! And then they like showed the footage from like, or not the footage, but like the trailer from E3, and I was like, oh, that's nice that they like brought that up again. But at first I was pissed off because I was like, we saw this already. Where's the new content? And then they like brought in the new content with like Toy Story, and I was like, fuck, this looks so good. It looks like we're like literally in a Pixar movie. Like what? Oh my god! Like I'm so glad we waited so long for this game to come out. Like I'm so glad they've like kept pushing it back because this looks amazing. Did you see that thing that I posted where it was like 2000? It was like 2007 or something versus like 2018 or something like that. It was like basically Kingdom Hearts 2 versus Kingdom Hearts 3, and like, oh, that like art looks so good. Like the depth, the fact that like you can see like sun, like the sun on his hair. You can see the sun on like his shoulders and stuff. It's like you didn't see that in the other games.
No, you didn't. I mean, I'm. Wait, did they release like a Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 collection on PS4?
I don't know. I don't care. I don't know. I like seriously like fell off of following the Kingdom Hearts fandom because I was so mad at it because they kept putting out like 2.7 or something, or like, you know, 1 point whatever, 1.5. It's like I was really mad. I was like, how dare you put out like all these fucking spin-offs and not give us anything for Kingdom Hearts 3? Like, fuck you guys.
Yeah, I've never finished the first one, never played the second one, so I'm like, okay, but I want this one.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna say, because I've played the shit out of 1, I've played the shit out of 2. I even got my like I played it so much that like my little brother is like obsessed with Kingdom Hearts now because I played it so much. So like, I'm ready. I'm so ready for this game to come out.
Oh, I am too. Is it early 2018?
I don't know whether it's early, mid, or late. I don't know. They just said coming 2018.
Okay. Cool. I just need a Marvel world now, or that would probably be doing too much.
I'm fine without that.
Or a Star Wars world, God forbid. Since it's
that would actually kind of be pretty cool. But they are making actually like a Star Wars like theme park at Disney World.
Alright, take my money. Okay.
Right, exactly. I hope it's gonna be like the Wizarding World at Universal Studios. Like from the concept art and like the models, it looks like they really are making like a small, like, I shouldn't say small, but they're making like a theme park as if we're actually in the world of Star Wars.
Nice. Have you been to the Harry Potter? Wait, like the Harry Potter world?
No.
Okay.
I've only been to Disneyland. I've never been to Disney World.
Gotcha. How's Disneyland?
I loved it. I loved every second of it. I had an absolutely great time. Like, I understand that, like, working for Disney is not great, but, like, being there as, like, a guest and, like, as a customer, I was like, this is magical!
One day. And go back.
Yeah.
One day.
They have excellent customer service, and I bet it's because, like, if you don't have excellent customer service, you will not be working there, and they will fire you so quick.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah, I've heard, like, really bad things about, like, working for Disney, but, like, honestly, I don't work for Disney, and I I had a great time as a customer, because, like, honestly, like, the customer service, like, here in St. Louis is not that great, and so whenever I go somewhere where customer service is, like, excellent, then I'm just, like, completely sold.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Come to North Carolina, they'll have good customer service here. That Southern hospitality thing. I still laugh at that. Oh,
yeah, see, that's what I do like about the South is the Southern hospitality. But here in the Midwest, I don't feel that. I mean, I do to a certain degree. So, like, when you're like walking down the street or whatever, and you make eye contact with someone, there is some sort of acknowledgement. Whether you say hello or whether you nod, whatever, there is always some acknowledgement. Versus when you're like in a big city like Chicago or New York, or whatever, you just pass by, don't even look at each other. So there is some sort of like hospitality here, but like when it comes to like just like fast food or just like even in restaurants and stuff, the way that people interact with each other is not the way I would like for it to be.
Do you own Chick-fil-A?
I don't go to Chick-fil-A at all. I used to go. I liked their waffle fries, but I don't go because of their views on gay people.
Yeah.
So I don't give them my money.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Let's say their whole thing of my pleasure, it makes you feel like, okay, you actually do care about my experience, or you're just saying it, but it's nice to hear it. But yeah, I boycotted Chick-fil-A for a good while after that.
Yeah, I haven't been for like, I don't even know how long, probably like 4 years, something like that. I don't fuck with them.
Got you. Yeah, I think I only started going back when I was like, I need chicken noodle soup and they have it. So that's when I started going back. But I don't agree with their views.
Yeah.
Yeah. But one more thing, and then I'll let you go. I haven't finished this because I haven't taken time. But what were your thoughts on Mass Effect Andromeda?
I liked it a lot. Honestly, like, well, I shouldn't say I liked it a lot. I liked it, but it could have been better. Like I don't know. I can't really pinpoint exactly what it was that made me feel like the story was flat or the dialogue was flat, but I just didn't feel a connection to my character at all. I didn't really feel a connection with a lot of the party members, with the exception of Drac. I love Drac. Like, yeah, like no one else really stood out in my mind.
Okay.
Like they're like usually when I play BioWare games, I like it for the story. I like it for the companion characters, and I like create my character based on who I'm going to romance. And in this game, I'm like, I don't care. Like, I don't care about the characters to romance, like, at all. Like, who did I even romance? I romanced Joel. It was nice and all. Like, that romance scene was quite steamy. However, I don't know, I didn't feel anything for him.
Interesting. So it wasn't like 2 and 3, I guess.
Huh?
It wasn't like Mass Effect 2 and 3 where you felt that connection.
No, Mass Effect 2 was honestly the best Mass Effect game. Like, all the characters were on point. The story was amazing. The gameplay was fun as hell. Actually, Mass Effect 3 was really good with gameplay, too. That gameplay was really fun. But that suicide mission was just, like, perfect. It was, like, the stakes were so high, you know? It's like, you could honestly lose all of your party members.
Yeah.
Like, I love shit like that, where it's like, you could possibly lose your party members. You could possibly, like, kill somebody. You know, that's why I liked Dragon Age 2, is because depending on your relationship with them, they could leave you.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah, I don't know if you knew that, but yeah, like, depending on how you interact with some characters, whether they, like, have a high approval rating or not, they could either, like, turn against you at the very end, or they could just leave you along the way.
Wow, I did not know that. I've never played Dragon Age before, so
Oh my god, yeah. Well, it's Dragon Age 2 that this happens in, and that was the issue that I had with Inquisition, was that they didn't include that. It was like, no matter what you do, your companions will always stay with you, even if they hate you, even if their, like, approval of you is so freaking low, they will never leave you.
You're making me think about the issue I ran into in Mass Effect 2 when you had to choose between siding with Miranda or Jack, and I sided with Jack, and then Miranda would just never talk to me again.
Oh no!
I was like, okay.
Yeah, it's probably because your approval rating wasn't high enough.
Yeah. I started that one over, so I'm like, if I get to that point, I'm like, okay, I'll probably switch over side with Miranda to see what happens. But
I literally thought that Miranda was going to betray us the entire time, so I, like, didn't even talk to her.
Oh, I did too. I thought she was gonna, like, just be like that, that scapegoat or that spy in the team, but
yeah, I thought so. I like for real was ready for her to betray me. I like kept calling her a bitch and stuff. I was like, I don't want to mess with you. I don't trust you. You work with Cerberus, bye.
Because I'm trying to think. I think I had Shepard get with Jack, and then in 3 because I deleted my file for 2 by mistake.
Oh no!
Right before the suicide mission.
Oh god, that's awful. I'm so sorry.
I played 3 just by itself. I had him get with crap. Not Ashley. It was I forgot this. I forgot the sorry name. I forgot her name.
Liara.
Liara. I think I got with Liara.
Yeah, I romanced Liara, but then I also made a new character that romanced Garrus. Garrus is my alien husband.
That's funny. Like, for some strange reason, my new character in 2 looks like Rihanna. I didn't realize it until later on. I was like, not Rihanna. Strange. It wasn't what I was going for. Wasn't what I was going for. But
That's true.
But I've only beat the first mission in Andromeda, and then the work got in the way, and I just stopped playing.
Yeah, I mean, I kept playing it because I was like hoping that it would get better and better. The final mission was pretty fun, but yeah, I don't think I would ever replay it, which is really sad because like BioWare, like at least in my mind, I love BioWare games because of their replayability. I don't really feel like ever replaying this game.
Wow. Well,
yeah,
I should.
I play it once and that's good.
I should try it again, just being that I bought the special edition one when you got the soundtrack.
Yeah, ooh, nice. I did like the soundtrack.
Oh, yes, I did too. It's
yeah, I have it on Spotify.
Nice. Well, this has been fun as usual.
Yeah.
Hey,
thanks for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. I love talking to you. You're a very fun person.
Aw, thanks. I try.
you do a good job. You do.
Thank you.
Where can people find you on? I know you mentioned your pages earlier. Where are your new page names for people to find you?
All right, so you can find me on Instagram under Celeste Tial cosplay. So it's CELESTE_TIAL_cosplay. You can find me on Twitter as I am Celeste1. So I am CELESTE1. And then like my name on there or whatever is like Celestial cosplay with like some stars. And then you can also find me on Facebook as if you want to do the it's Celestial cosplay, but if you want to just like find me name wise, it's still Silver Noodles cosplay because unfortunately Facebook is stupid and they won't change it. Whatever.
Got you. But yes, thank you, Celeste. And this has been fun. See y'all later next time, internet people.